Here I am, standing in the center of our suburban kitchen, the fragrance of roasted chicken and garlic mashed potatoes filling the air. My hands are still sticky from washing dishes as I watch everyone gather around the dining table for our 10th anniversary party. Clara looks gorgeous tonight, her dark hair swept up, her smile big as she chats with her sisters, Marianne and Isabel, who've brought their husbands and kids along. The house is alive with loud laughter, clinking glasses, and the kids chasing each other around the living room. I've spent all day getting this ready, cooking enough to feed an army, laying up the table with the nice plates, even hanging those small string lights Clara adores, because I wanted tonight to feel special. Her mother, Cecilia, sits at the head of the table like she owns the place, her bright eyes scanning everything, presumably judging the way I folded the napkins. I don't mind too much. I'm used to it after a decade of being part of this family. I'm the quiet one, the dependable one, the man who makes sure everyone's fed and the bills are paid. It's not glamorous, but it's who I am. Or who I've been, anyway. The dinner's in full swing now, and I'm handing around the gravy when Clara rises up, tapping her glass with a spoon. The room quiets down, all eyes on her, and I feel a little flush of pride since she's mine. 10 years, 2 kids, a life we built together. She has that sparkle in her eye as she starts her speech, thanking everyone for coming, talking about how much family matters to her. I'm nodding along, smiling, hoping maybe she'll say something nice about me, about us. Then she drops it. I'm heading to Hawaii next week with the love of my life for another celebration. The words hit me like a punch, but I don't react immediately. The room bursts into applause, Marianne clapping like it's the best news she's ever heard, Isabel smiling, the kids cheering because they don't really get it. I'm just sitting there, fork halfway to my lips, trying to grasp what she means. Hawaii? With me? We never talked about this, but maybe it's a surprise. I lean forward, maintaining my voice steady, and ask, "What hour's the departure?" I guess I'll play along, see where this is going. That's when Cecilia cuts in, her voice piercing and icy, like a knife through butter. "You don't need to know. You're not the love of her life. You can stay behind and take care of all the kids." She says it with this smug little laugh like it's a joke, one everyone's in on except me. The table falls quiet for a second. Then Marianne snickers. Isabel looks aside, like she's embarrassed, but not enough to say anything. Clara is just standing there, not correcting her, not looking at me. Her smile freezes. My chest tightens. I feel the heat crawling up my neck. 10 years. 10 years of me cooking, cleaning, working extra to pay off Cecilia's debts. Raising our kids while Clara sought anything she wanted. And this is what I get? Embarrassed in front of everyone? Like I'm some hired help they can toss away? I push my chair back slowly, the scrape of it loud in the silence, and get up. They're all watching me now, waiting for me to shrink, to nod and take it as I always do, but I don't. I stare at Clara, then at Cecilia, and I feel something snap inside me. Not rage, not yet, simply clarity. "You're right," I say, my voice low but steady, loud enough for everyone to hear. "I'm not the love of her life, and I'm done pretending I ever was." The room stops. Clara's lips open, but nothing comes out. Cecilia's eyes narrow like she's about to snap back, but I keep going. I've spent 10 years holding this family together, cooking your dinners, paying your debts, raising my kids, and yours, as you all sit there, clapping for her to run off with someone else. So here's my anniversary gift to you, Clara. You're free. I'm done. I don't yell. I don't need to. The words land like stones, and I see the shock ripple through them. Marianne's hand on her glass, Isabel's huge eyes, the kids gazing like they don't know what's happening. I turn and move toward the door, my heart hammering, but my steps are sure. I don't look back. Not even when I hear Cecilia murmur something under her breath. This is my bombshell. And it's the last thing they'll get from me tonight. I step out of that house, the crisp night air touching my cheeks as the door clicks shut behind me. And for the first time in years, it feels like I can breathe. I haven't had this in a long time. The days are blending together now. Waking up to the sound of gulls, heading to the cafe where the coffee is always brewing, then spending my nights with the camera, chasing the way the light shines on the water or the docks. It's simple, but it's mine. And that's more than I could say back home. At the cafe, I've got the routine down. Pouring coffee for the fishermen, flipping eggs when the cook's too hungover, ducking Talia's sharp tongue when she's in a mood. She's become a buddy, though, in her own rough manner. Always pushing me to talk more, laugh more, to be more than the quiet guy who showed up with a bag and a camera. Today, she's leaning on the counter, watching me scrape a pan and says, "You're not half bad at this, you know. Might even keep you around." I grin. Tell her she's trapped with me. Now, she rolls her eyes, but she doesn't fight it. Photography is where I'm truly coming alive, though. Victor's class has me captivated. Every Thursday, I'm there, in that drafty warehouse, listening to him rant about focus and frame, showing us how to capture a tale in a single photo. I've been bringing more prints each week. Shots of the harbor at dawn, the rusting hulls of boats, the faces of the guys who come in for coffee every morning. Victor doesn't say much, just nods. Sometimes. But last time, he held up my photo of a fisherman's hands, calloused, holding a frayed rope, and stated, "This is it. This is what I mean. It's not praise you'd frame, but coming from him, it's gold." He's been pushing me to do more, to dream bigger. And yesterday, he mentioned a local gallery event. Small, just some artists displaying their work. "Submit something," he said, like it was no big deal. I laughed it off, but he didn't let it go. "You've got the eye, Julian. Use it." So here I am, after my shift, sitting on the bed in my modest room above the bar, prints sprawled out beside me. I've got maybe a dozen nice ones, rough, real images of this place, the sea, the people, who live by it. There's one of the tide pulling away, leaving damp sand and shattered shells behind. And it gets me, hard, every time I look at it. That's me, I thought. What's left after everything else washes away. I title it Low Tide. Scribble it on the back and decide. That's the one. Talia swings by later. She's acquired a habit of popping up unannounced now and flops onto the bed, flipping through the stack. "These are good, camera boy," she mutters, holding up Low Tide. "You're doing this gallery thing, right?" I tell her I'm thinking about it. She snorts. "Think less, do more. You're not the man who ran away anymore." She's right, and I know it. I tell her I'll submit them. She grins like she's won a bet. The next day, I drop the images off with Victor. Just a few prints in an envelope. Nothing extravagant. He takes them, grunts something about the event being next month, and that's that. I walk back to the cafe feeling lighter, like I've put something out there that's mine, not Clara's, not Cecilia's, simply mine. Work's busy after that. Weekends always are, with the fishermen coming in early and the tourists cluttering the streets. But I'm in a groove. Talia keeps me on my toes, tossing me a handkerchief when I spill coffee, mocking me about my art star future. I'm laughing. More now, feeling the weight lift a little every day. The camera is constantly with me, draped over my shoulder like it's part of me. And I'm starting to see this place, really see it, in a way I never noticed home. The cracks in the pavement, the way the fog curls around the boats, the worn looks of the lads who've been up before dawn. It's a life taking shape, piece by piece. By the time I get back to my room that night, I'm exhausted. But a good tired, the type that comes from doing something real. I sit by the window, watching the harbor lights flicker, and think about that title again. Low Tide. It's not just a photo. It's me. What I'm building here. A small story. Yes, but it's mine, and it's starting to feel like enough.